What's going on, guys? Coaster Roaster here, bringing you the 1K subs Q&A. Sorry, that was the most basic YouTuber intro of all time, but this isn't the normal type of video that I do, so I couldn't really go with my normal style of intro. But anyways, a few days ago, or maybe it was a week or two ago by the time this comes out, I don't really know, but back then, I released a video asking you to ask me questions for my 1K subscriber special. I got quite a lot of questions, wow, so here I am to interact with you guys and help you learn a little bit more about me. Also, I've said this on multiple occasions, but I will reiterate that the fact that we've reached 1K subs is wild. Thank you so much. So let's get into this, but before we do, I just want to mention two things. Other than this intro, this video will be largely unscripted. I wrote down my general answer to each question so I could put a little bit of thought into each one, but it's just notes, so this video might be a bit raw. Also, the way I'm going to edit this is just by playing my voiceover, then putting some sort of POV as well as a screenshot of the question. This isn't going to be fully edited because that would probably take a week at least of just video editing, and this is just a Q&A. I don't think it's really worth it. But with that said, let's go. I Like Crabs asks, what do you think about Proxima Centauri B? What do I think about it? I don't think about it. Coaster Keychain, what's your favorite spinning coaster? I have to say Raging Cajun. That thing spins like there's absolutely no tomorrow, and it goes untrimmed. It's just crazy. Maki Jo, favorite B&M. The best one that I've ridden is Incredible Hulk, but in the world, I think that Fury 325 looks like the best B&M. Just the speed and everything about it. Enchilada 18, tacos or burritos? I say tacos, but like, if I only have one taco or one burrito, I'm gonna choose the burrito, but if I have multiple tacos and just a burrito, I'm gonna choose tacos. If that makes sense. Connor Millstone, favorite coaster in New England. I haven't been, but I think that Superman the Ride looks like the best one there. I don't really know about their strengths. Maybe Wicked Cyclone would be the best, but I think Superman the Ride. Luigi U asks, thoughts on Six Flags Great America? I had an absolute blast there. Like, I know it's held in higher regard, but I still think it's kind of underrated. Everything about that park other than the food is amazing. Bam Hamilton asks, chain lifts or launches? It really depends on the rest of the layout. I don't think that really matters if you have a chain lift or a launch, but I guess I prefer being launched than on a chain lift. Cooper's Animation, thoughts on your home park, Six Flags America? I seriously do not understand the hate that Six Flags America gets. It has an insanely underrated coaster lineup, the park is nice, the staff is friendly. I just don't really understand the hate. Favorite Intamin? That I've ridden Millennium Force, I think that Conda definitely looks like the best Intamin in the world though. Coaster KLIQ, have you done park meetups prior to the pandemic? No, I have not, and if I did, I don't think anyone would show up to them because before the pandemic I only had like 100 subs. Are you still making the How I Make My Videos video? Yeah, I think I will, and I'll explain how I edit and download footage like you asked in that. Elite Coasters, perfect roller coaster and perfect roller coaster park. I actually think that those would make great video ideas, so I'm not going to give away that now. I'll make a video on that. Thomash 13 asks, top bucket list coaster. It sounds kind of crazy, but Skyrush. I guess just because it's teased me so much, just seeing it so many times in person, that I have to ride it. I just have to. Jordy Cruzcanales, sorry if I mispronounced that, asks, what is your favorite amusement park? It's definitely Cedar Point, no question. World-class coasters, atmosphere, it has everything. Pittsburgh Thrills, what's your number one most anticipated coaster? That I'm riding next year, probably Skyrush or I-305. Those two look amazing, and they have varying opinions, so I'm not sure what I'd think of them. Do you think you'd prefer Phantom's Revenge or Steel Curtain? It would be close, but I think Phantom's Revenge because of that crazy airtime. Steel Curtain might be a more complete ride, but that airtime on Phantom's is just wild. It just looks wild. What's the worst thrill coaster you've ridden? It's Twist and Shout at Family Kingdom. So painful. Zero redeeming factors. What do you think will come to Six Flags America next? You guys might call me crazy if you haven't followed the park recently, but I'm saying in 2022 they'll get an SNS air launch themed to the Flash because of the electrical work going on over there, and because it would be a perfect fit. Basti asks, what's your biggest bucket list park? It's probably Six Flags Magic Mountain because of that crazy coaster collection, but outside the US, I have to say PortAventura. Favorite theme park food? Anything at the Food and Wine Festival at Epcot. Both times I went to Epcot, the Food and Wine Festival is going on. That food is just amazing. Best coaster element. That I've ridden the Steel Vengeance Outer Bank or ride a Steel Second Camelback. They're both amazing airtime moments. And yeah, pretty much all I have to say. But in the world, I think Edge and Ika's drop might be the best one, because you're going straight down. Like, 200 feet. Wow. Floater or ejector? Ejector. Duh. I'm a coaster enthusiast. Pickle Play. I think it's probably Pickle's Play, but I didn't write it down right. Are you going to Six Flags Over Texas sometime? To be honest, probably not, because I don't really have anything that's going to take me to Texas, because no one else in my family are coaster enthusiasts, and we don't have any family that lives in Texas or anything. Jack Ruff, how many kids do you have in your freezer? He's got 12. You know, I had 14, but I got hungry, and now I only have 6. Coaster Cloud, what did you get for Christmas? I got a Washington Nationals jersey, a Washington Nationals poster, a Connects coaster, a baseball rebounding throwing net, a new mic, and a bunch of gift cards. The new mic I'm using right now, of course. Airtime Productions, front or back row? Of course, it depends on the coaster, but usually back. But at my home park, Six Flags America, most of the coasters there are actually better in the front, surprisingly enough. Floater or ejector? Ejector. Like I said, height or speed? Height. Because I actually prefer speed, but when you have height, you're gonna have both height and speed, if that makes sense. Theme Park Horizons, favorite dark rides? There's a bunch of them, but just to name a few, Test Track, Splash Mountain, Soarin', Spaceship Earth, Dudley Do-Rip Jigsaw Falls, and E.T. Adventure. E.T. Adventure is a classic. No one talks about it. It needs to be talked about. It needs to. Max Thrills, what video really got this channel to take off? I don't really have a specific video that I think really got it to take off, but I guess I'll just say the Golden Ticket Awards videos, because I gained a lot of subs from those. Jay Johnson asks, what's your favorite Midwestern park? Definitely Cedar Point. I think it's probably the best park in the world. Of course, I haven't been to every park in the world, but I think it looks like the best park in the world. What's your favorite Midwestern coaster? I mean, Steel Vengeance. Is there another answer? Voyage? No. Galactic Coasters. How old were you when you rode your first coaster? I was either 2 or 3 because it was in 2008 at my fair, and my fair always takes place during my birthday, so I could have just turned 3, I might have been 2. Have you ridden a Strata? Yes, I've ridden Top Thrill Dragster. Infinity Thrills. How is Six Flags St. Louis underrated? The coaster lineup is very underrated. No one really talks about it, but it's amazing, especially their top 3. But I don't think that the park as a whole is underrated, because I had some other issues with it. Austin's Amusement Parks. Most overrated coaster you've ridden? Superman Ultimate Flight Clones, definitely for me. I mean, the pretzel loop was great, yeah, but everything else, there wasn't anything else. Most underrated coaster you've ridden? I have to say either Max Force or Superman Ride of Steel. They're both in my top 5, surprisingly enough. Most underrated coaster you haven't ridden? I say Gale Force looks like probably the most underrated coaster that I haven't ridden. Those drops, airtime. Most overrated coaster you haven't ridden? I say Hokage. I still think Hokage looks amazing, but I don't think it's a top tier RMC. Like, the pacing just isn't really there, and it doesn't have enough standout elements for me. What type of non-coaster rides do you like the most? I say dynamic attractions rides like Test Track or Radiator Springs Racers. They're so immersive. Jackson Gianchetta. Olympic bobsled. Is it a credit? Normal bobsled coasters aren't credits unless they have sections of coaster track, so no. Mothra Theresa. What's your best Six Flags America memory? I say riding Superman Ride of Steel in the freezing cold at night with a bunch of people from Coaster Kids. Man, Superman Ride of Steel is such a great night ride because you're going through the woods and there's nothing back there. No lights, no nothing. Brady Petway. Does pineapple belong on pizza? You know, I like the taste, but the texture, it's just a bit too chewy. So yes it does, but no it doesn't. Thrill King. Worst manufacturer? MCC/Hebei Johnny. Wow, they're just beyond awful. Terrible track record, terrible quality, and they're run by the Chinese Communist Party. 1212. What's your favorite coaster from your favorite manufacturer? My favorite manufacturer is RMC, and from the 2 that I've ridden, Steel Vengeance is my favorite. What's your least favorite from them? Well, Galactic Great America, because it's the only other one I've ridden. Mike Holub. What's your favorite manufacturer? Like I said, RMC, but SNS and Aero are very close behind. What's the tallest coaster you've ridden? Top Thrill Dragster is the tallest coaster I've ridden at 420 feet. What's the longest coaster you've ridden? I'm pretty sure it's Millennium Force. I looked through my credits list and I don't think that there's a coaster that's longer than that. I know it has like something like 6,000 something feet. What's your least favorite coaster? I mentioned Twist and Shout as my worst earlier, so the second worst is Firebird at Six Flags America. Wow, every time I come off it, my ears are just burning. I mean, theming. TheCycloneHunter, what's the most polarizing coaster you've ridden, and which side of the spectrum do you fall on? I'd say probably the Boss. You get people all over the place, and I'm definitely one of those people that thinks it's the best coaster in the park. That airtime on the 1st through 4th hills is wow, and that tiny restraint, it just makes it so much better. Coaster Dog, how do you pronounce ramen? Ramen. How do you pronounce caramel? I know the right way to say it is not this, but I say caramel. A&M Thrills, how do you become successful on YouTube? I have a few tips. Upload consistently, try to make your videos unique and develop a style, and third, focus on the little things like thumbnails or maybe correct spelling because they do matter. Theme Park Explorer, what's your favorite theme park YouTuber? I say El Toro Ryan. He's one of the funniest YouTubers out there, and how in-depth he goes in his analysis videos are just crazy. What's your favorite color? My favorite color is royal blue. Coastoons, favorite song? Human by Rag & Bone. I just love the meaning behind it. Favorite movie? Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I cannot find a single fault about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's perfect. Wood coasters or steel coasters? I'm gonna say steel because you can do so much more with them. Like, you can make a flying coaster. You can make a dive coaster. You can do inversions. Well, I know you can do inversions on wood coasters, but still, you can do so much more with steel than you can with wood, although I still love wooden coasters. Biggest bucket list Intamin coaster? Like I said before, Skyrush is my biggest bucket list coaster overall. Any coaster you don't want to ride? I don't really want to ride Coast Rider at Knott's Berry Farm. It looks absolutely horrendous with those metal shin guards and constant brakes. Worst coaster you've been on? Like I said, Twist and Shout Family Kingdom. Coaster you are most closely connected to? I guess Wild West Express at Adventure Park USA because I see it pretty much every day and I got to watch the construction of it over time. Beebub's YouTube channel, are you thinking about riding international coasters? I'm thinking about it for sure. Like, I think I would love to, but I probably won't anytime soon because I don't have a driver's license or anything. I'm under 18. I can't really go anywhere. Isaac McIntyre, I probably said that completely wrong. How many coaster channels do you watch? I counted and I am subbed to 155 coaster channels. IWeiss, biggest bucket list park and coaster in Europe. My biggest bucket list park is Port Aventura World. I think it looks like a park in Europe. And my biggest bucket list coaster is Zadra. It's better than Iron Gwazi. Don't at me. Biggest bucket list park and coaster in Asia. I say park is Nagashima Spa Land. Everything but the operations looks phenomenal. And coaster, either Ajanica or Hokkaido, because I really want to see what the hype is, or what all the fuss is about Hokkaido. And Ajanica, it's Ajanica. Toasted toast or untoasted toast? Untoasted because then I can watch it toast, which is fun. Pepsi or Coca-Cola? Pepsi is better than Coke, but Coke has better other products than Pepsi. Powerade is the GOAT. Favorite fast food chain? Shake Shack. They might be a bit pricey, but the quality. Favorite coaster YouTuber other than you? Like I said, El Toro Ryan. But my second favorite is Zero Credits Remaining. North Carolina coasters. What is the theme you'd like to see on a coaster? Shrek's Swamp. Be beautiful. I need it. Liam Griffin. What's better for breakfast? Sausage or bacon? Bacon, definitely. By a mile. Rollercoaster Boy. What are your top 5 favorite parks you've been to? Number 1, Cedar Point. Number 2, Universal's Islands of Adventure. Number 3, Hershey Park. Number 4, Six Flags Great America. Number 5, Universal Studios Florida. What's the longest wait you've ever had for a coaster? I waited 2.5 hours for Laugh Track, and it made me miss Skyrush. I hate Laugh Track with a burning passion. Galactic Coasters, do you have any defunct credits? Yes, I have Hungarian Horntail. It was pretty good. I think it was a little overhyped. I don't know why everyone was so sad that it left, but it was solid. And also, Roller Soaker was at Hershey Park when I went there for the first time, but I don't think I rode it. And if I did, I don't remember. Rollercoaster Weekly, which looks better, Nemesis or Black Mamba? I'm gonna say Black Mamba because I haven't heard any roughness complaints about Black Mamba. Which are better, T-bars or clamshells? Probably clamshells, but both are awesome. Which looks better, Wallaby Mega aka Conda or Velocicoaster? Conda easily. Every single element on Conda it's like a standout element every single time. It's beautiful. Bubble Gaming, could you ride a Little Tikes coaster at 25k? I actually think I still have my old one in the shed, so maybe? What coaster are you most glad that you've never been on? F2 Fright Flight at Nassau Highland. That looks absolutely atrocious. It's a Vekoma SLC, but it doesn't have any padding. Worst coaster from your favorite manufacturer that you've ridden? Like I said, Goliath at Great America from RMC. Best coaster from your least favorite manufacturer? That I've ridden, I'll go with my least favorite manufacturer as Zamperla, and their best coaster that I've ridden is Raging Cajun. North Star Coasters, what's your favorite video that you've done? Easy. The coaster community loves to sing. It's my Mona Lisa. All things coasters. Most hated coaster, I say Twist and Shout like I mentioned. Most underrated coaster. I mentioned Ride of Steel and Max Force before, so now I'll say Great Bear. Great Bear is in my top 10. Great Bear is in my top 10. Weirdest coaster you've ridden? I guess Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. It's just so different. I mean, yeah, I love the concept too, because as a Harry Potter fan, I always wanted to know what it was like to ride through the caves of Diagon. The caves of Diagon Alley. Favorite coaster type? Typically hybrid coasters are awesome, although there are exceptions like Aero Mine Trains. Least favorite coaster type? I say Wild Mice, but mostly Zamperla Zigzags. Favorite park? Cedar Point. Least favorite park? I don't really have one, but I guess Family Kingdom is a bit disappointing because other than Swamp Box, the park was kind of terrible. Park visited the most? Adventure Park USA, but not to ride the coasters. I've only been there a few times to ride the coasters, but I've been going there ever since I was like 2 or 3. Most ridden ride? Roar at Six Flags America. I think I have like 30 or so rides on it. Mr. Rollercoasters, why is Arthur Christmas so good? It's so good because it's such a unique spin on the concept of Santa, and also tells a story that we all can resonate with. Or like a message that we all can resonate with. Why have I been playing Red Dead Redemption for 5 hours? You tell me, but that's a game I really want to get. It looks cool. Why does that look like downhill adrenaline in your How I Became an Enthusiast thumbnail? I actually thought the exact same thing. It's almost kind of scary. When do you think you'll ride Lightning Rod? I have family in Tennessee, so the next time I visit them. Why is Lightning Rod the best coaster in the world? Lightning Rod is a roller, not a coaster. Yeah. Can you say hi to Bruno? Summoning Bruno. Ooh, I'm so cool. Now we're getting to the people that maybe asked a few too many questions, although to be fair, I said ask as many as you want, so I'll answer all of them. Also, these people ask so many questions that I'm not going to be able to spend a whole lot of time on each one because I don't want this video to be 5 hours long. Badger State Coasters. Why do you like Cars 2 so much? What is there not to like about it? It's literally Cars 2. Give me one thing about Velocicoaster. We can't ride it yet. What's your favorite Cedar Fair park? Cedar Point. What's your favorite Six Flags park? I've been to Six Flags Great America, but overall I think Magic Mountain looks the best. What's your favorite SeaWorld park? The only one I've been to is actually Aquatica Orlando, the SeaWorld Water Park in Orlando, but I think the best SeaWorld park looks to be Busch Gardens Tampa Bay. What's your favorite independent park? Hershey Park. What's your favorite flat ride? Ring of Fire at my local fair. It's an old Larson Fireball, looping thing, the Larson Looper, and has buzz bar restraints. I'm not kidding. And there's like about 8 inches of room between you and the restraint. It was crazy. What's your favorite RMC? Steel Vengeance. What's your favorite B&M? That I've ridden Incredible Hulk, but in the world, Fury 325 looks like the best. What's your favorite Intamin? Millennium Force, but Conda looks like the best. What's your favorite GCI? American Thunder that I've ridden, but Wood Coaster at Night Valley looks the best. What's your favorite SNS? That I've ridden Max Force, but Ejanica looks the best. What's your favorite Aero? That I've ridden Magnum XL 200, but overall X2. What's your favorite Vekoma? Batwing that I've ridden, but overall Light Coaster. What's your favorite Schwarzkopf? That I've ridden Super Duper Looper, but in the world Chimera. What's your favorite Gerstlauer? SpongeBob SquarePants Rock Bottom Plunge that I've ridden, but in the world Carnin. What's your favorite Premier Coaster? Mr. Freeze Reverse Blast. It's not only the best one I've ridden, but I think it looks like the best one in the world. What's your favorite Gravity Grip? I haven't ridden one, but I think Voyage looks like the best. What's your favorite airtime moment? The ride of Steel's second camelback, or the Steel Vengeance Outer Bank like I mentioned earlier? What's your least favorite airtime moment? I'm only counting moments that actually give airtime, so every moment on Maverick because it reminds me how good it could be without those restraints. What's your favorite city? Orlando because coasters and alligators. If we're talking about not for coasters though, Chicago. What's your favorite state? Maryland because I live there, but other than that, Florida or Wisconsin. What's your favorite floater moment? The 4 straight speed hills on American Thunder. Which is better, Lil Phantom or Coco Cruiser? Close, but I'll go Lil Phantom. Lightning Rod or Steel Vengeance? Steel Vengeance. Untamed or Wildfire? Untamed. Twisted Colossus or Iron Rattler? Twisted Colossus. Hawkagate or Storm Chaser? Storm Chaser. Iron Gwazi or Zadra? Zadra. Banshee or Montu? Montu. El Toro or Voyage? El Toro. Mako or Diamondback? Mako. Candymonium or Raging Bull? Candymonium. Valraven or Yukon Striker? Yukon Striker. TMNT Shellraiser / Takabisha or the Smiler? Takabisha. Kumba or the Incredible Hulk? The Incredible Hulk. Dollywood or Silver Dollar City? Silver Dollar City. Alton Towers or Thorpe Park? Alton Towers. Wow, I feel like I'm like a robot here, just saying all this stuff. This stuff, not these stuff. Okay. Fuji-Q Highland or Nagashima Spaland? Nagashima Spaland. Wallaby Holland or Wallaby Belgium? Even though Wallaby Belgium is getting kinda, I still say Wallaby Holland. Cedar Point or Kings Island? Cedar Point. Busch Gardens Tampa or Williamsburg? Tampa. Six Flags Magic Mountain or Great America? Magic Mountain. Kennywood or Hershey Park? Hershey Park. King's Dominion or Carowinds? King's Dominion. Of course, guys, remember, I haven't been to most of these. This is just going off what I think looks better. California's Great America or Knott's Berry Farm? Knott's Berry Farm. Dorney Park or Worlds of Fun? Worlds of Fun. Valley Fair or Michigan's Adventure? Valley Fair. Kentucky Kingdom or Holiday World? Holiday World. La Ronde or Six Flags America? Six Flags America, and that's not even remotely close. I cannot express how big of a landslide that is. Six Flags New England or Great Adventure? Great Adventure. Frontier City or Great Escape? Great Escape because they have a standout coaster in the Comet, and Frontier City doesn't really have a standout coaster. Six Flags Fiesta Texas or Over Texas? Fiesta Texas. What defunct coaster looks the best? I think Giant Skyrocket at Venice Park actually, because it pretty much didn't really have any restraints, and it was the longest coaster ever, and it had a vertical drop almost, and it was a wooden coaster. Yeah, just look into it if you haven't already. It's crazy. What parks should Cedar Fair or Six Flags buy next? I don't think that they need any more parks, to be honest. If you could relocate any ride, what would it be and where would it go? I would relocate Rougarou to Valley Fair. Alpengeist or Great Bear? Great Bear. Patriot or Talon? Talon. Tatsu or Manta? Tatsu. What looks like the best Goliath? Goliath at Wallaby Holland. Gatekeeper or Thunderbird? Thunderbird. Fury 325 or Leviathan? Fury 325. Top Thrill Dragster or King Ka? Dragster. SLCs or Boomerangs? Boomerangs. Favorite hockey team? The Washington Capitals. Favorite basketball team? The Washington Wizards. Favorite soccer team? I don't really have one, but DC United. Favorite football team? The Washington Redskins. And yes, that's their name. It's not the football team, it's the Redskins. Favorite baseball team? The Washington Yeah, I'm a Washington fanboy. Favorite college football team? The Maryland Terrapins. Goliath Six Flags New England or Ninja Six Flags St. Louis? I don't really know, but I'm going to say Goliath, even though Ninja, I actually really like Ninja. Maverick or Tehran? Tehran. Accelerator or Stormrunner? Stormrunner. Flying Aces or Skyrush? Skyrush. Intimidator 305 or Hyperion? Intimidator 305. Superman the Ride or Expedition G-Force? Expedition G-Force. Shockwave Six Flags Over Texas or Mindbender Six Flags Over Georgia? Shockwave. Hypersonic XLC or Dododumpa? Dododumpa. Steel Curtain or Max Force? Steel Curtain. Mystic Timbers or Gold Striker? Gold Striker. Prowler or Renegade? Renegade. American Thunder or Thunderhead? American Thunder. Copperhead Strike or Time Traveler? Time Traveler. Sierra Sidewinder or Cobra's Curse? Cobra's Curse. Hang Time or Monster Adventureland? I'm gonna go Monster. I wrote down Hang Time, but I think I'm gonna switch it to Monster. What do you think of the GP? I love the GP. Parks couldn't work without them, and they're normal people. They actually have lives, unlike us. Favorite national park? Gateway Arch National Park that I've been to, but I haven't been to anything like Yellowstone. Favorite coaster in Florida? Velocicoaster. Favorite coaster in Ohio? Steel Vengeance. Favorite coaster in Virginia? Intimidator 305. Favorite coaster in Pennsylvania? Skyrush. Favorite coaster in New Jersey? El Toro. Favorite coaster in Missouri? Outlaw Run. Favorite coaster in Texas? Wonder Woman Golden Lasso Coaster. Favorite coaster in California? Railblazer. Favorite coaster in Canada? Leviathan. Favorite coaster in the UK? I'm gonna go Stealth. Favorite coaster in Spain? Shambhala. Favorite coaster in France? Alpina Blitz. Favorite coaster in the Netherlands? Untamed. Favorite coaster in Belgium? Conda. Duh. Favorite coaster in Poland? Zadra. Favorite coaster in Germany? Expedition G-Force. Favorite coaster in Sweden? Wildfire. Favorite coaster in Japan? Ajanika. Favorite coaster in South Korea? T-Express. Favorite coaster in Australia? DC Rivals. Which IP should a coaster get themed to? Norm of the North. What's the most underrated coaster YouTuber? 0 credits remaining. I think he's still under 1,000 subscribers. I don't know. He might have passed it by now. But I think he's the funniest coaster YouTuber. What's your favorite tech brand? Samsung. What are your thoughts on Alpine coasters? I haven't been on one, but they look awesome the way they stay low to the ground, and the lats look amazing. What do you consider a credit? If you've seen my Is That a Credit series, you know the criteria. What coaster manufacturer would you want to work for the most? Intamin. Their American office is only 45 minutes from my house. What's your favorite meme? Anything that relates to the Lorax. Would you rather go on a Zamperla Volair or Green Lantern First Flight? Green Lantern First Flight. I need to know what's so bad. I mean, seriously, what was so bad? MCU or DCEU? MCU. That means Marvel Cinematic Universe or DC Universe, as in like DC Comics. Sonic or Mario? Sonic. Which country could use some more coasters? Russia. Who makes the best pizza? For major chains, I'm gonna go Pi 5. If you haven't been there, you gotta go. What's the best Pixar movie? Toy Story 3. Do you like geography? Yes. What's your favorite cartoon? It's basic, but SpongeBob. Although I was never much of a cartoon person. What foreign language do you want to learn the most? I'm learning Spanish, but other than that, Russian would be interesting. Does Boss need to be RMC'd? Yeah, I want it to be RMC'd because that has like #1 in the world potential, but not get the Titan track treatment because I feel like that would just be a retrack and it would take away the intensity. What's your favorite clone coaster? That I've ridden Ride of Steel, but in the world I think RMC Raptors look like the best. What are your thoughts on the movie Top Gun? I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen it yet. It's at the top of the list of movies I need to see. I really need to see that. What's the most GP thing you've heard someone say? My sister thinks Valraven is the best coaster at Cedar Point. I'm not joking. What are your thoughts on cheese? Cheesy. When do you think we'll see a 500-foot coaster? Theme Park Horizons has renewed my faith in the Orlando project, so whenever that opens. Or you know what, Falcon's Flight might open before it. What park has the best food? Epcot. If you could ride Steel Vengeance with anyone in the world, who would it be? Mean Streak Henry. He seems like such a cool dude. El Toro Ryan or Airtime Thrills. Both amazing channels, but El Toro Ryan slightly. If Son of Beast was open today, would you RMC it? I don't think the structure could take an RMC, to be honest. Who's your favorite historical figure? Rasputin. I don't like him, but he is interesting. What do you think of Kanonan coming to the United States? I think Iowa becoming a coaster destination is a bit strange. Which coaster removal sucked more, Firehawk or Vortex? Firehawk. Does Alaska need a coaster? A local indoor park would be cool in Anchorage, or maybe some sort of FEC in Fairbanks. What's your favorite movie quote? Pretty much the entirety of Revenge of the Sith. If you were in the Hunger Games, do you think you would win it? No, I don't think I'd be aggressive enough, to be honest. Final question for Badger State Coasters was, do you think we'll ever see a Togo Strata flying floorless dive coaster? I'd say not within the next few years, but for sure within the next 10. Now we have 100 questions from ex-coaster enthusiast. What is your top bucket list park in Asia? Ocean Park Hong Kong or Nagashima Spaland? Thoughts on Rookburg at Phantasialand? It looks to be the second best themed area in the world, first being of course Diagon Alley. Other than liking SLCs, what is your most unpopular coaster opinion? Valraven is the best B&M at Cedar Point, and Raptor is the worst. Favorite Harry Potter movie? Order of the Phoenix. I love the dynamic between Umbridge and the students. Favorite Lord of the Rings movie? Two Towers. Have you ever left the USA? I've been to Canada once. Which animal is cuter, pandas or koalas? I say koalas because they're small and sleep a lot. What do you think will be the first park in the US to receive a new gen Vekoma thrill coaster? Silver Dollar City. Are you more excited for Conda or Totad? I don't really know how to pronounce it. Totadas, aka Park Asterisk Blitz coaster. I say Conda because it'll be the best coaster in the world. What are the 3 best films from 2011? I'm still getting into film, so I haven't seen a whole lot of non-family movies, but of the movies I have seen, I'll go number 1 Deathly Hallows, number 2 Moneyball, and number 3 Arthur Christmas. Which Christopher Nolan movie is better, Inception or Dark Knight? I've only seen Dark Knight, so that. Jaws or Jurassic Park? Jurassic Park. Infinity War or Endgame? Infinity War. Favorite video game? Honestly, Wii Sports. Last Airbender or Stranger Things? Stranger Things. Which park do you want to visit more, Europa Park or Phantasialand? Fly puts Phantasialand slightly above Europa on my bucket list. Which is better, the prequel trilogy or the sequel trilogy? Sequels, not even close. Mandalorian or Clone Wars? Mandalorian. Should CGA get a B&M Hyper or Mach Hyper? I'll go with the third party in Vekoma because it'd probably be much cheaper. Thoughts on the Valkyria soundtrack? I actually haven't heard it before, to be honest. Cheesiest video from Theme Park Worldwide. Any POV of a wild mouse they have. Get it? Get it? Because mice like cheese? Get it? I'm sorry. Fall Guys or Among Us? Fall Guys. 2005 King Kong or Kong Skull Island? Kong Skull Island might be the most underrated movie I've ever seen. X-Men The Last Stand or Apocalypse? I haven't seen any X-Men films unless you count the Deadpool movies. Is Universal a better theme park chain than Disney? Disney is more consistent, but Universal has more of what I like. If Port Aventura got another themed area, where in the world would it be based off? I say that it should be based off the Amazon. Favorite Steven Spielberg film? E.T. Favorite George Lucas film? I know he didn't direct it, but Empire Strikes Back. Shrek or the B-movie? Shrek. Thoughts on the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn? To be honest, I don't really know much about astronomy, so I don't feel qualified. What if future colonies in the moon and Mars had coasters? I don't really believe that humans will ever leave the Earth permanently, but I don't think that transporting materials to make a roller coaster would necessarily be the top priority. If you could time travel to get one defunct credit, what would it be? The Crystal Beach Cyclone. Why do you think the theming in European parks is too much? It's not that I think it's too much, I personally just don't like fantasy, excluding Harry Potter, or medieval theming. It's just like I don't enjoy fantasy or medieval set books. It's just not what I like. Casino Royale or Skyfall? I haven't seen either, sorry. Kung Fu Panda trilogy or How to Train Your Dragon trilogy? Kung Fu Panda. Valraven or Gatekeeper? Valraven. If Wicked Twister was removed and relocated to another Cedar Fair park, which park should it be? King's Dominion, but not in place of Volcano. Sokka X U or Sokka X Suki? No. Soul or Onward? Onward. Should Canopy Lake Park get a Family Girl-style launch coaster? I think that they're more in need of a standout coaster. Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker? Last Jedi. Iron Man 2 or Iron Man 3? Iron Man 3. LEK Coaster or Hyperion? LEK Coaster. Best coaster color scheme? DC Rivals. What should Europa Park get as their 2023 coaster? I think a Mach Megalite similar to Alpina Blitz. Do you prefer being crewmate or imposter? To be honest, I don't play Among Us. Thoughts on the Peter Parker dancing scene in Spider-Man 3? The dancing is so bad, that's one of my favorite parts of the movie. Lil Phantom or Falcon's Flight? What is the point of this question? The answer is too obvious. Lil Phantom. Did you want to raid Area 51 in September 2019? Yes, because the Area 51 raid actually took place on my birthday, and on that day I marathoned the Gravitron at my local fair in honor. Gangnam Style or Old Town Road? Gangnam Style. Hokage or Ajanika? Ajanika. Most overpriced theme park you've been to? Adventure Park USA. It's $6 per coaster, and they're not like that good coasters. Most disappointing movie you've seen? For a recent example, Wonder Woman 1984, it was kind of terrible, and the first one was good. And also, Cars 3 I thought was pretty terrible, because I watched a Cars movie for Lightning McQueen and Mater, not for Yellow Girl. Just don't call it Cars and be a fine movie. Your top 3 guilty pleasure movies: 1. Star Wars Attack of the Clones, 2. Batman and Robin because it's so ridiculously bad that I love it, and 3. The first 3 Alvin and the Chipmunks movies. Should Worlds of Fun get a B&M Hyper? No, they have Mamba. I don't think they need a B&M Hyper. Do you think a future B&M coaster will have the old restraints? I'm assuming you mean the OTSRs, or over-the-shoulder restraints. Probably not, because all their new coasters of all types, other than Hypers, are getting vests. Should Scream at Six Flags Magic Mountain get relocated to over Texas? Not until Magic Mountain reaches 21 coasters, because they're racing Energylandia and need as many as they can get. CinemaSins or Honest Trailers? CinemaSins, but they're both great. Which MCU show coming to Disney Plus are you looking forward to most? WandaVision. Lazy Town or anime? I would pick Fred 3, Camp Fred, before I pick either of those. Should Secret Weapon 9 replace Rita? No, just get Rita new restraints. Tivoli Gardens or Jur Summerland? Jur Summerland, but Tivoli looks amazing for what it does. It's just not really what I value. Which Mr. Freeze clone is better? I've heard the St. Louis one is better, and the St. Louis one from experience is awesome. Which sequel is worse, Jaws 2 or Speed 2? I haven't seen either, sorry. Do you think you'll get to 100k someday? I don't think I make the type of videos that can really get me to 100k subs, to be honest. Chinese architecture or Japanese architecture? Japanese. Appa or Momo? Momo. And finally, were all these questions too much? Certainly. Next, coaster key. What hobbies do you have apart from coasters? I play the trombone, I play baseball and basketball, I play video games, and I'm getting into film. What's your favorite sport? Baseball. Because if you like know what's going on, it's not boring. It's actually really interesting. What are some of your favorite non-coaster YouTubers? I'd say KOT4Q, Nerdstalgic, Oversimplified, Schaefer's Productions, Lavish Luca, Sean Chandler, Giraffe Neck Mark, Bad Lip Reading, and Penguins Zero, although there's obviously a ton more. If you had to wish upon a shooting star, what would you wish for other than it killing you or an RMC at your home park? I would wish for infinite wishes, just like anyone with a brain. What would be one thing you would change about the community to make it better? I think that we're far too drama obsessed and put ourselves on a pedestal that we've never done anything wrong, and if someone makes a mistake, well then they're just an awful person. What's the furthest from home you've been? It was about 1,000 miles away in Minneapolis, Minnesota, or about 17 hours in the car away. What coasters would you marry, kiss, or kill? Marry Zadra, kiss Batwing, and kill Coaster Express at Parque Warner. Sorry, I blanked on where it was. Next, we have questions from Smith5. First, what video games do you play? I play Planet Coaster, NBA 2K21, Forza Horizon 4, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Fortnite, and cool math games is lit. Do you have any pets? I had a 13-year-old miniature schnauzer, but unfortunately a few days ago he had to get put down. What sports do you like? I follow baseball and basketball, and I'm a fan of all DC teams. Will you make a Discord server? I'm thinking about it, but there's already a lot of coaster Discord servers, so I'm not really sure. But I might. Favorite present you've ever received? I say Christmas 2018 when I got my Six Flags season pass, because that allowed me to visit parks. Roaster Toaster. Toaster Boaster? If a bus can seat 4 people in an aisle per row, but a car can only fit 2 people, how do they both fit in the same lane? I never really thought about that, but now I can't stop thinking about it. Go to bed, you'll feel better in the morning is the human equivalent of did you try turning it off and back on again. How do you feel about this? I feel scared, and it also sounds like something that I'd find on r/shower thought. Where are your baby teeth right now? I mean, they have to be somewhere. Do you think I am a master of the tooth fairy arts? Moving on, we have annoying person. No comment. Best looking coaster in China. I say Dinoconda. Favorite park food. I haven't had cinnamon bread or Hershey milkshakes, so Epcot Belgian waffles. No one talks about them, but they are. They are amazing. You have to try them if you ever go to Epcot. Rate Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. Anyone who gives it less than a 24 out of 17 is mentally ill. Cats or dogs? Dogs. Favorite and best quality coaster YouTubers? I'll just list off a few. Sorry if I miss you, because there's a lot more that I'm not going to name. But El Toro Ryan, Theme Park Crazy, OK Coasters, 0 credits remaining, Airtime Thrills, Theme Park Media, Theme Park Horizons, Coaster Stupidos, and there's a ton more. Toasterbot or Coasterbot? Is that a question? Toasterbot. And finally, favorite non-coaster video game. I say Forza Horizon 4. The effort, you see how much effort was truly put into it. Now we'll move on to Coasterhocky Gaming Boy's 25 questions. Chairlifts or gondolas for theme park transport? Chairlifts. Stingy or Cardi B? I don't know what Stingy is, but they have to be better than Cardi B. Is Milan a good movie? The original is, but I haven't seen the remake. How old are you? I'm 15. Conda or G-Force? Conda. Conda or Coaster Through the Clouds? Conda. Expedition G-Force or Coaster Through the Clouds? Expedition G-Force. Among Us or Fortnite? Fortnite. Among Us or Minecraft? Minecraft. Have you ever roasted coasters? Yeah, I did a little bit in my Golden Ticket Awards series. Is Lazy Town good? No. Does watching Lisa gaming Roblox reduce brain cells? I've never watched it, but I assume so. Lorax or Shrek? Shrek. Should I continue asking 1,000 questions like Badger State Coasters and Millie Man? I said ask as many as you want. If you had to open a theme park near your house and had a budget of $50 million, what would you put in it? I'd put a Chance Hyper GTX like Lightning Run at Kentucky Kingdom, an RMC Raptor, a used Vekoma Boomerang, and flat rides, and then I'd spend the rest of the money building all the other aspects of the park. What roller coaster that currently operates is the closest to perfect? Steel Vengeance. Do you enjoy Oversimplified? Yeah, I'm somewhat of a history buff, and he's my favorite history channel. Cars 2 or 3? Definitely Cars 2. Duplo Dino Coaster or Lil Phantom? Lil Phantom. Are Lil Tykes coasters coaster credits? Well, I mean, it's your coaster count. SpongeBob or Loud House? SpongeBob. And finally, should TikTok be banned forever? Definitely. Just throwing it out there. I banned TikTok from putting ads on my channel, just so you wouldn't have to go through the pain. Next up, Mr. Coller Roaster. What do you think looks better and why? Lightning Rod or El Toro? Both look insanely awesome, but Lightning Rod seems a slight bit better, cause quad down. What are your top 3 bucket list coasters in China? I say number 1 would be Mine Train at Foreigner Street, but that's gone, so number 1 is actually Wood Coaster, number 2, Dino Conda, and number 3, Wild West Mine Train at Ocean Park. What's the best themed coaster you've been on? Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at Magic Kingdom. What major manufacturer will go bankrupt next? I say Mauer because they don't really seem to be doing a whole lot these days. Do you think Cedar Fair will work with Intamin again soon? You know, they worked with Intamin recently on Maverick's trains, but I don't think that they'll get a new coaster from them until the effects of the pandemic wear off at least. If you could go to 3 countries for coasters in Europe, which ones would they be? I'd probably say Poland, Germany, and Italy. What do you think will be the best coaster manufacturer in 10 years? I think it'll be between RMC, SNS, Vekoma, or Intamin. Do you think Velocicoaster will be a top 10 coaster in the world? Yeah. Which manufacturer is better, GCI or Gravity Group? I say Gravity Group because they take more risks and their coasters are more unique. It seems like kind of all GCIs kind of blend together, if that makes sense. Which coaster at Six Flags America will be removed next and when? I'm actually not going to go with Batwing because that's the most popular ride in the park. I'm going to say Joker's Jinx because from my experience, that's actually the ride that has the most downtime. We only have 3 more people to go, and next is Jhumu Alam. I probably messed up that name terribly, but first, are powered coasters considered credits? Yes, if they coast. Name a park that needs a coaster. Obviously Six Flags America, but I'll go with Rye Playland, because there's a lot of stuff happening in that New York City area, in the parks up there with Coney Island and Nickelodeon Universe, and Rye Playland isn't really doing a whole lot. Overrated and underrated parks. I'll only name ones I've been to, but underrated: Six Flags America, Six Flags Great America, Universal Studios Florida, and Epcot. Overrated: Animal Kingdom, because I went in 2011, so they didn't really have anything there. Which coaster models could make a resurgence? I say large scale gravity groups, because right now some parks may be looking to spend a little bit less on coasters. Chance Hyper GTXs for the same reason, and Wild Mice. 5 best theme park based games. The only one that I play is Planet Coaster. Coasters that are more important than they look. Roar, because in the market that Six Flags America's in, you need Woodies to survive. Would you rather have another home park? I mean, sure, there are better home parks, or there are better parks out there, but I'm satisfied with having Six Flags America as my home park. What's your most anticipated park that I know I'm going to for sure soon? Great Adventure. Thoughts on the London Resort? Man, Thorpe Park needs to step up their game. Are you 15 years old? Yes. Great American Scream Machine or Shockwave? I assume you mean the defunct Mega Loopers, and I'm going to say Great American Scream Machine. My dad rode Shockwave and he said it was disgustingly awful. Energylandia or Wonderland Eurasia? Energylandia. Fuji-Q Highland or Nagashima Spa-Land? Nagashima Spa-Land. Disneyland Paris or Disneyland Shanghai? Disneyland Shanghai. Universal Japan or Islands of Adventure? Islands of Adventure. Which country other than the US do you want to live in for coasters? I'd say Germany. Which European country has the best coasters? I'd say Germany in both quantity and quality. Which ride has the creepiest theme? Skyscream at Holiday Park. Are you a girl? No, and that makes me feel self-conscious. Would you rather ride Firebird for a whole year or spend the whole year at a park without being able to ride anything? I say spend a year at a park, because that'd be cool. I could just chill all year. Do you have any hobbies? No, I totally have 0 hobbies. What's your favorite subject in school? I say band, but if we're just talking academics, history. How many coasters can you name in 3 seconds? Boss, Superman Rise, Steel, Wild One Roar, Roger Gage, I don't know. Whatever that was. Which coaster YouTuber has the most unpopular opinions? I say GP2 Enthusiast. Smiler or Nemesis? Nemesis. El Toro or Steel Vengeance? Steel Vengeance. Python and Bamboo Forest or Wood Coaster? Wood Coaster. Soaring with Dragon or Coaster Through the Clouds? Coaster Through the Clouds. Goliath at La Ronde or Hollywood Dream the Ride? Goliath. Big Dipper or Grand National? Grand National. Best coaster name? Railblazer. Best kiddie coaster? The Myler Airtime Machines. Biggest GP magnet? Obviously Disney World. Pizza or burgers? I say usually burgers, but I mean, if the burger is terrible quality, then pizza, because I'd rather have terrible quality pizza over a terrible quality burger. Six Flags food or Cedar Fair food? From my experience, actually Six Flags. And that's all we have from Jhumu Alam. 2 people left, and now we move to Millennium Force Man. Is Intamin reliable? No. If you could work for one manufacturer, who would it be? Either Intamin, Premier, or SNS. If you build a coaster, what would its social security number be? I would make it however many seconds of airtime there are, duh. Do you think we should make a chimp ride Iron Gwazi? Well, who's we? I sure ain't forcibly strapping a big monkey into a roller coaster. If someone paid you $1 billion to blow up a coaster and you didn't get into trouble, would you do it? Yeah, I'd blow up some random Mexican SB&O coaster for $1 billion. Have you ever eaten food while riding a coaster? Yes, I've actually eaten a funnel cake while marathoning my Ferris Dragon Wagon. True story. What is your guilty pleasure coaster? I guess SLCs, because I like those. Which coaster has the best designed lift hill? Jungle Storm, Delphus, or Wickerman? Jungle Storm. Which coaster has the best designed brake run? Iron Gwazi or Leviathan? Leviathan? Which manufacturer have you ridden the most coasters from? Bolliger and Mabilliard with 12. Yeah, which coaster manufacturer has the coolest supports? Morgan supports are whack. Dawson SNS Connect supports. They create some awesome head choppers. Which is better, PAX or Meisho? PAX. What is the most complete / well-rounded coaster you've ever ridden? Steel Vengeance. What is the perfect height to be able to ride the most coasters possible? I'd say around 5'9". I'm 5'11" if you're curious. Do you consider launches straight track? I mean, yeah, I guess. Do you consider drop towers as credits? No, only Joe Vanilla first gen towers. If you had $100 million for a coaster, would you spend half on theming and half on the coaster, or entirely on the coaster? I say half and half, because if you have $100 million, $50 million is still plenty of money to get you an amazing roller coaster. If you had to buy a train for a coaster whose manufacturer had gone defunct, which company would you choose? B&M. Should Cotton Eye Joe be Maverick's on-ride theme song? Yes. Which manufacturer has the most coasters that you've seen closed? B&M. What is the best coaster gimmick? I say dive coasters. I love hanging over that drop. Would you rather have a coaster that goes through the forest or down a mountain? Why can't it be both? Would you rather vomit or wet your pants on a coaster? Vomit. Do you think that installing a lawnmower on the front of a coaster train and letting grass grow up the track that the lawnmower would cut would be a good idea? No. No, I don't. Which DC comic character would you theme a coaster to that doesn't already have a coaster? The Condiment King. Yes, that is a real DC character, and condiments as in like ketchup and mustard and that stuff. What food is most likely to make you vomit on a coaster? I don't really know. I've never vomited on a coaster. What is your favorite tunnel on a coaster? Roar has this crazy moment of laterals in its tunnel, but I mean Maverick, obviously though. How many coasters have you roasted? All of them. If you didn't get hurt or die, what moment from a coaster would be the most fun to get ejected from? I'd say one of the turns on Crazy Mouse at Steel Pier because you'd go flying into the ocean. How many attempts do you think it would take you to throw a basketball from the top of Top Thrill Dragster and hit someone on the head in the ground below? Depends how busy the park is. If Intamin started creating Little Tykes coasters, would you consider them credits? No. If I asked Intamin to ship me a cheeseburger, do you think they would? No, but RMC would. How many coaster supports have you hugged, kissed, or licked? I would prefer not to say. What triggers you more, coasters that switch track type halfway through, or that switch color halfway through? Color. How many leaves have you pulled off trees while riding coasters? All of them. What coaster seat would make the best couch for your house? I'd say Millennium Flyers. So cushy. What sound is better, Wildcat's seal brake run noise or Wicked Cyclone's We Will Rock You beat brake run noise? Wildcat's seal brake run. What's the jankiest transition you've seen? The entirety of Jet Roller at Ecoma Skyline. If you haven't heard of it, look it up. If you had to build a coaster that was only for observation purposes and no one could ride, what would the coaster be like? What would the coaster be like? I would want to build a replica of one of those 1900s looping coasters. If you could replace one coaster's lift tail with a launch, which one would it be? I said Dahlonega Mine Train because Launched Arrow Mine Train. Sounds interesting. What's your favorite inversion that gives airtime? I say the 0G roll on Incredible Hulk. Would you rather walk 1 hour or drive for the whole day to ride Steel Vengeance? I'd rather walk for 1 hour because that wouldn't be too hard. Do you prefer sustained floater or non-sustained ejector? I love both, but I guess sustained floater. What looks cooler, guide wheels on the outside or inside the track? Inside. What looks better, a zero car in the front or back of the train? Front of the train, duh. A zero car in the back of the train? Does that exist? I don't want to see that. Would you rather ride your least favorite coaster or your least favorite flat ride? My least favorite coaster is Twist and Shout Family Kingdom, and my least favorite flat are Himalayas. I say Twist and Shout because I wouldn't feel terrible for the rest of the day. What's your favorite coaster tagline or slogan? Don't look down. Oblivion at Alton Towers. What looks worse, a rusted steel coaster or a rotted wooden coaster? I'd say rusted steel coasters because rotted wooden coasters actually look pretty cool. And finally, how many roasters have you coasted? My roaster coaster toaster boaster count is 81. And now the final questions come from Boston Martinez, who asked 105 questions. He first asks, are you ready for this? No. Are you sure? No. Why did you start your channel? When I uploaded my first video, I wasn't really even trying to make a channel. I was just going to upload 1 or 2 videos then stop. But no, I uploaded video. I thought it was fun. I uploaded another one. I uploaded another one. I upload another, and it keeps going. And now we're here. Thoughts on Golden Horse? Definitely one of the best Chinese knockoff manufacturers. Six Flags over Texas or Six Flags St. Louis? I say over Texas. Outlaw Run or Lightning Rod? Lightning Rod. Vekoma SLCs or Boomerangs? Boomerangs. Magic Mountain or Cedar Point? Cedar Point. Energylandia or Alton Towers? Energylandia. B&M or Intamin? Intamin. RMC iBox or GCI Titan Track? RMC iBox. Top Thrill Dragster or Accelerator? Top Thrill Dragster. Bobsled coasters, good or bad? I haven't ridden one, but they just seem like water slides on wheels. Is Togo good or bad? I think them as the Japanese version of Arrow, so they're decent. I-305, Fury 325, Intimidator 305, Shockwave at Over Texas, or Olympia looping at everywhere. Shockwave, Raptor or Alpengeist, Alpengeist, Intimidator or Nitro, Nitro, Orion or Leviathan, Orion, Batman the Ride or Batman the Ride, Goliath, Goliath or Goliath, Batman the Ride, Mind Eraser or T3, Mind Eraser, cause T3 just looks awful. Kumba or Incredible Hulk, Incredible Hulk, Apollo's Chariot or Diamondback, Diamondback, Manta or Superman Ultimate Flight, Manta, Europa Park or Wallaby Holland, Europa Park, Kennywood or Hershey Park, Hershey Park, Best RMC, Steel Vengeance, Best Intamin, Conda, Best Giga, I-305, Millie or Fury 325, Millennium Force, Best Hyper, Conda, Best Intamin Hyper. Considering my answers to half these questions, you should know. Best B&M Hyper, Mako, Six Flags America or Over Georgia, Over Georgia, Montu or Alpengeist, Montu. Have you ever made roller coasters in Minecraft? Yes, I actually made a Superman Ride of Steel replica for a 300 sub special, but I never ended up uploading it. RCT3 or No Limits. I've never played No Limits. Coaster Studios or El Toro Ride. El Toro Ride, but both are awesome. Mock Rides or Gerstlauer. Mock Rides. Favorite number, 3. Coasterbot or Theme Park Crazy. Theme Park Crazy. Sean Flaherty or Theme Park Review. Theme Park Review. Minecraft or Roblox. Minecraft. Do you have a girlfriend? No, and who's asking? Favorite university? University of Maryland. Who's better, Texans or Oklahomans? Both. Carowinds or Six Flags Great Adventure? Carowinds. Best VR game. I haven't played any, but Star Wars Squadrons looks awesome. Boston or Martinez? How about both together? Oreos or M&Ms? M&Ms. Baseball or hockey? Baseball. Favorite baseball team? Washington Nationals 2019 World Series champs. Red Sox or Yankees? Red Sox. Xbox Series S or PS5 or Xbox Series X or PS5? I say PS5, but I personally have an Xbox One S though. I just think PS5 looks better because of the games. Look more up my alley. Marucci or Easton? Marucci. They're baseball equipment companies if you aren't aware. Cross country or track? Cross country. What is the millionth digit of pi? I looked and it's 1. What was your 74th coaster credit? X-Flight at Great America. How old are you exactly on the dot? As of January 5th, I am 15 years, 3 months, and 16 days old. Are you doing virtual or in-person school, and which is better? I'm doing virtual, and in-person is far better. Which is better, hot or cold weather? Hot weather. Thoughts on Among Us? I think it's massively overrated. Minecraft or Fortnite? Minecraft. Nintendo Switch or GameCube? I say Nintendo Switch. What was your 85th video? It was my repost of the Velocicoaster announcement. Apple or Samsung? Samsung. Have you ever solved a Rubik's Cube? No. Do you have a poster of a coaster in your room? I have a poster of the patent of the early 1900s looping coaster. Do you spend every moment of your life wishing for more airtime, that if you could get that one more airtime hill on a coaster that your life would be complete? That's an interesting train of thought. How'd you come up with your channel logo? It actually really wasn't that hard. I just searched up logo template, then I smacked on text and the roller coaster emoji. It's my logo. And later on I adjusted it and added Millennium Force in the background. Best coaster meme channel, Dirty Coasters, GP2 Enthusiast or Cedar Flags? Cedar Flags, but they're both awesome. PewDiePie or Coco Melon? PewDiePie. Saying Coco Melon is basically the equivalent of saying the Emoji Movie is better than the masterpiece that is the Lego Batman movie. Jacksepticeye or Markiplier? Jacksepticeye, although I don't watch either anymore. Marvel or DC? Marvel. Thoughts on the YouTuber Dream? I have no idea about him other than that he makes Minecraft videos. Thoughts on Mr. Beast? It's amazing to have such a good human that's this big on YouTube when there's so many douche tubers like Rice Gum and Logan Paul. Are you gonna stream? Probably not. I don't think that a stream is the type of environment for my personality. And the final question of the video, do you have a life? I'm a coaster enthusiast. What do you think? So that's about gonna cap it off. That was pretty long. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. Remember to hit the subscribe button. Also leave any suggestions, thoughts, or video ideas in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.